Silence. A deep breath. Do you feel that? Oh, how subtle. Like a breeze that barely touches the skin, yet invades the soul. It is the Holy Spirit moving now as you read, while your heart, often weary from so many invisible battles, still tries to keep hope alive. Have you ever noticed how subtle the war is that takes place inside you? There are no visible swords, no shots echoing. No, it's a silent, muted conflict where emotions scream without making a sound. Anger, fear, insecurity, frustration. They attack from all sides, trying, with invisible claws, to tear apart the peace that the Holy Spirit sowed within you. And you fight, without anyone seeing. You fight not to explode when anger rises like fire up your spine. You fight not to hide when fear, slyly, whispers that you won't make it. You fight not to give in when insecurity weighs like lead on your chest. You fight not to give up, even when frustration paints the future in shades of gray. I know you silently ask yourself, how can I keep going like this? And in that moment, it's as if your eyes close to the world and open to the heavens. The Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, He comes. He comes as the one who does not accuse, does not demand, does not pressure. He comes as the one who understands even the feelings you haven't yet been able to name. You weren't called to be a prisoner of your own emotions. No. You were called to live above them, without having to deny them, without having to pretend you don't feel. The Holy Spirit doesn't want you to become stone. He wants you to be a garden, alive, sensitive, strong. Emotional discipline. It's not imprisonment. It's freedom. It's not about suppressing the tear that falls. It's about knowing who holds your weeping when your soul can't take it anymore. Do you know how many times you've confused the shiver, the tear, the strong emotion with the real presence of God? Don't blame yourself. Many do it. But the Holy Spirit, He goes beyond the tear. He is the one who, even when you feel nothing, remains present. Even when the heart is dry, even when the worship is cold, even when the praise doesn't move, He stays. You know, it's necessary to ask for discernment. You need to beg for the Holy Spirit to fine-tune your spiritual ear so you can know when it's Him and when it's just emotion, dressed in sacred clothes. How many decisions have you made, led by emotions, without hearing the gentle voice saying, wait? How many steps have you taken in the haste of fear, in the blindness of passion, in the agony of loneliness? How many times have you hurt yourself, not out of malice, but because you followed what you felt, not what the Spirit said? You weren't created to be tossed back and forth like a dry leaf in the wind. You were called to have deep roots, so that, even when the storm comes, and it will come, oh, how it will come, you stand firm with your feet planted on the rock. I ask, where are your emotions right now? Are they dominating you, or are they under the obedience of the Spirit? Is it easy? No. Is it quick? No. But it is possible, and it is necessary. The word is clear. Self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. It's not a product of effort, nor of willpower, nor of promises made with tears. It's the result of remaining in Him, of feeding on Him, of listening more to His voice than to the treacherous feelings. You need to train your spirit to dominate your soul. You need to wake up before the world wakes up and say, Holy Spirit, rule over my thoughts today. You need, in the middle of the day, when anxiety threatens your chest, to stop everything, and whisper, I belong to you, Holy Spirit. Rule over this moment. You need at night, when memories come like ghosts, to take refuge in Him, like a child running to the safe embrace. The world tries to teach you that feeling is living, but the Holy Spirit teaches you that living is believing. It's walking by faith, not by sight, nor by the emotions that fluctuate like tides. And now, I know something in you is being touched, not by my words, not by cheap emotion, but by the sweet, irresistible, majestic presence of the Holy Spirit whispering, I am here. Can you feel it? You don't need to try hard. Just recognize it. He is here. And where He is, there is freedom. Freedom to be vulnerable without losing yourself. Freedom to feel without being governed by the feeling. Freedom to cry without drowning in the tears. Freedom to wait, even when everything inside you wants to run. Have you ever wondered how many blessings you've lost because you decided in the heat of the moment? How many wrong loves did you embrace? How many wrong deals did you sign? How many dark paths did you walk because you followed the impulse and not the instruction? You don't have to live like that anymore. The Holy Spirit is offering something new today, something real, something that doesn't depend on what you feel, but on who He is. And you can have it, not by deserving it, not by effort, but by surrender. Surrender the emotions. Surrender the fear of not controlling. Surrender the need to feel something to believe He is present. Surrender the pride that says, I can handle it. Surrender the fear of appearing weak. Surrender what no one sees. Surrender. Have you ever felt empty, even surrounded by people? Have you ever seen yourself smiling on the outside, but screaming on the inside? Have you ever pretended to be fine to avoid worrying others, but knew you were broken? You don't have to pretend before Him. The Holy Spirit is not scandalized by your failures. He doesn't turn His face away from your pain. He doesn't demand strength. He doesn't demand masks. He only asks truth. Be honest with Him. Say, Holy Spirit, I don't know what to feel anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't trust myself anymore. And you will see how He draws near. Have you ever felt that moment when the atmosphere changes? When it seems like the weight on your chest lifts? When your eyes fill with tears that aren't of sadness, but of relief? It's Him. It's Him moving within you. Let Him teach. Let Him heal. Let Him lead. It's not about feeling stronger. It's about trusting deeper. It's not about emotions controlled by fear. It's about emotions guided by love. It's not about stopping to feel. It's about no longer being a slave to what you feel. You can win this battle, not by the sword of your own strength, but by the hand of the Spirit who fights for you. Every tear you swallowed in silence, He saw. Every sleepless night, He kept watch. Every difficult decision, He whispered the way, even when you didn't notice. And now is the time to listen. Are you willing to stop fighting alone? Are you willing to trust even when you feel nothing? Are you willing to obey when everything inside you screams the opposite? This is how victory happens. This is how war is won. This is how emotions surrender to the Spirit. Do you feel it? The Holy Spirit is here, and He calls. He calls you to a life where peace reigns, where joy does not depend on circumstances, where faith is not enslaved by emotions. Answer Him. Answer now, and you will see what it truly means to live guided by the Spirit. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, guide my life. If you believe He is your direction at all times. Silence, a presence so subtle it feels like time has stopped. Do you feel this moment? It's not a loud sound. It's not an explosion in the environment. It's something that touches the invisible within you, where no one else can reach. If you could see with the eyes of your soul right now, you would see the Spirit hovering, almost in silence, just waiting for your gesture. Have you ever stopped to think how many times you tried to fight using powers you don't have? How many times have you wielded weapons that could never win the silent war within you? You wore the shield of appearance. You wielded the sword of pride. You put on the helmet of stubbornness. But still, the arrows of emotions pierced through, didn't they? Still, fear, guilt, and shame found a crack. And now you feel the exhaustion, a tiredness that isn't physical, that can't be healed with nights of sleep or vacations far from everything. The Holy Spirit, He sees, He understands. And in this instant, while the whole world seems to keep moving with its deafening noise, there is an invitation made just for you. An invitation to step out of this human struggle, to enter the divine battle. Do you realize? It's no longer about winning with your own hands. It's about surrendering to the strength that comes from God. It's about lowering the human weapons and extending your empty hands, open in total dependence. Have you noticed how hard it is to surrender? How painful it is to admit, I can't do this anymore? But it's right there that the miracle happens. When pride falls to the ground like dry leaves, when control slips through your fingers like fine sand, when the last human hope fades, then Then the Holy Spirit can do what only He can do. He doesn't invade, He waits to be invited. He doesn't demand, He offers Himself. He doesn't force, He calls. Can you hear that call now? Not in the beautiful words, not in the eloquence, not in the structure of this text, but deep inside, deep down, where only you and God dwell. The Holy Spirit is calling you to a new way of living, a life where emotions no longer govern the Spirit, but are governed by the Spirit. A life where peace doesn't depend on what happens, but is the fruit of who dwells within you. Have you ever asked yourself, what would it be like to live this way? What would it be like to wake up and not feel that crushing weight? What would it be like to face disappointments without being consumed by bitterness? What would it be like to love without fear? What would it be like to trust without having all the guarantees? It's not an unattainable dream. It's a promise for those who believe. It's a life that starts not when you become strong enough, but when you become weak enough to allow the Holy Spirit to be the strength within you. The Spirit of God doesn't look for the strong. He doesn't look for those who have everything under control. He looks for those who recognize, without you, I can do nothing. You are exactly who He's looking for. Look inside. How many promises have you made to yourself and broken? How many times have you sworn you'd control your anger, your fear, your anxiety? And when the storm came, the old story repeated itself. Don't condemn yourself. Don't drown in guilt. The flesh is weak, but the Spirit, oh, the Spirit is strong, and He was given to you, not as an occasional visitor, not as a fleeting inspiration, but as a constant companion, as the one who guides, who comforts, who strengthens, who transforms. You need to make space where today the unnecessary worries live, space where today the old fears reside, space where today the emotions try to define who you are. You are not what you feel. You are not what you failed at. You are not what others said you would be. You are what the Holy Spirit says you are. And He says, you are loved. You are called. You are set apart. You are strengthened. You are inhabited. Oh, if you could see what the Holy Spirit sees in you, if you could see the strength hidden beneath the weaknesses, if you could see the gold shining beneath the dirt of your falls, but the flesh doesn't see, the world doesn't see, only the Spirit sees, and He is never wrong. Are you tired of trying to prove your worth? Are you tired of fighting to be accepted, to be understood, to be enough? Then quit this useless war now, and enter the true battle, the one of fully trusting in the Spirit that dwells within you. How many times have you felt lost? How many times have you looked around and thought, I don't know where to go? How many times have you felt like someone walking in circles with no way out? The voice of the Spirit doesn't shout. It doesn't overwhelm. It whispers. It guides one step at a time. It illuminates just enough so you don't stumble. Trust, even if the path seems dark. Trust, even if your feelings say otherwise. Trust, even if everything in you wants to give up. Do you feel it? Do you feel how the Spirit touches the wounds you've never shown anyone? How He doesn't judge, doesn't expose, but heals with His presence? You don't need to hide the pain anymore. You don't need to disguise the fear anymore. You don't need to pretend to be strong when you are broken. The Holy Spirit is for those who recognize they are weak. For those who understand that their own strength is not enough. For those who decide, once and for all, I want to be led, not by my feelings, but by your voice. You know that silent anguish that no one understands. You know that emptiness that parties, accomplishments, applause can't fill. Only the Holy Spirit can reach it. Only He enters where psychology can't reach. Only He touches where well-intentioned advice doesn't reach. Only He transforms from the inside out. And the true transformation begins now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more prepared. Now, as you read, as the Spirit whispers, as something inside you cries out for more. You don't need to feel an earthquake. Sometimes the greatest change comes in the quiet peace that simply settles in, displacing fear, insecurity, and pain. Allow that peace to invade you now. Close the eyes of human understanding. Open the eyes of the heart. See what natural eyes cannot see. The Holy Spirit is moving toward you, not because you deserved it, not because you earned it, but because He loves. And where true love dwells, Fear no longer has dominion. You will no longer be held captive by fear. You will no longer be a slave to anxiety. You will no longer be a puppet of emotions. The Holy Spirit is pouring out courage. It is breathing hope. It is restoring trust. Feel the weight dissolving. Feel the burden becoming light. Feel the living water washing away the tiredness of your soul. This invisible war already has a victor. Not you by human effort, but the Holy Spirit in you. So breathe. Breathe deeply this new life. You are free. Free to feel without being overwhelmed. Free to love without fear. Free to trust without seeing. The Holy Spirit whispers now, I am enough for you. No matter what you feel, no matter what you think, the eternal truth is this. You are inhabited by the presence of the living God, and this presence is what defines you. Now is the time to walk in this new identity. Do not look back. Do not try to understand everything. Just walk, one step at a time. The Holy Spirit will not leave you halfway. He does not abandon the work He began. He will carry it through to completion. Do you feel the call? Then come. Come without reservation. Come without human guarantees. Come with weak faith, if necessary. Come with a trembling heart, if necessary. But come. The Holy Spirit does not reject those who come. He embraces. He lifts up. He transforms. And in surrender, you will find true life, a life not moved by fleeting emotions, but by the eternal constancy of divine love. The life where the Holy Spirit is not a guest of the moment, but the Lord of every thought, every feeling, every decision. You will no longer be tossed by inner storms. You will walk on water with your eyes fixed on Him. You will live not by passing sensations, but by the presence that remains. And when you look back, you will no longer see the marks of the carnal struggle. You will see the traces of a supernatural walk, made not by the strength of the arm, but by the guidance of the Spirit. Do you feel it? Then surrender now. Submit now. Trust now, and you will see. You will see what human eyes cannot imagine. Write in the comments, I trust in God, if you believe that He is in control of all things. Silence, as if even the air around is holding its breath. Do you feel it? It's not imagination. It's not the product of a weary mind. It's real. The Holy Spirit is closer than your skin, more intimate than any unspoken thought. So close that it feels like if you close your eyes and reach out your hand, you could touch this living presence. Do not try to understand with your mind. What the Spirit does is greater than logic, greater than human calculations, greater than any story you have ever lived. This is the moment to break free from the old invisible chains, chains made of fear, guilt, and shame, chains made by broken promises, frustrated dreams, and silences that scream too loudly in the soul. Now the Spirit touches each chain, and the sound you do not hear with your ears but feel deep inside is the sound of them breaking, one by one, not in a hurry, but without fail. You no longer need to carry this weight. You no longer need to make deals with sadness. You no longer need to build walls to protect yourself from what you fear to feel. The Holy Spirit wants you to trust. Trust in a way so deep it may seem foolish to those looking from the outside. Trust even when it feels like everything around you is crumbling. Because trust in the Spirit is not based on circumstances, but on the unchanging truth. He whispers continuously, I am with you. And if He is with you, who can be against you? What can be against you? The fears, the memories, the losses, the cursed words that tried to define you? Nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand against the presence of the one who dwells in you. So, breathe. Breathe deeply, as if for the first time, filling your lungs with freedom. Not freedom to do whatever you want, but freedom to be who you are called to be. Not someone dominated by emotions, but someone led by the Spirit. Have you ever imagined what life would be like if in every decision the voice of the Spirit were stronger than the voices of fear? If, in every fall, His love would lift you up before shame could crush you? That life exists. That life is being offered right now, not to those who deserve it, but to those who surrender. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the breath of the Spirit raising the ruins within you? Can you feel that where there was once dry land, life is now beginning to sprout? But it requires a choice. It always does. A choice that is not made once in a lifetime, but every day, every moment. Choose to be led by His presence, not by your emotions. Choose to trust when your heart falters. Choose to remain when everything around you screams to give up. That is the true battle. Not against people, not against problems, but against the impulse to live by what you feel, not by what you believe. Are you tired of living by emotions? Tired of being a hostage to what happens? Then choose now. Choose to live in the Spirit. Life in the Spirit is like a river that flows both gentle and powerful at the same time. It's not always predictable, but it's always safe for those who trust the boatman. You don't need to understand the path. You don't need to control the current. You just need to stay in the boat. Stay, even when you can't see the next bend. Stay, even when the current seems too strong. The Holy Spirit knows where He's taking you. He knows how to shape you. He knows how to heal what no one else can touch. Can you feel that call? It's an invitation to rest. Resting is not giving up. Resting is trusting that the one leading knows the destination. You were not called to sink in your emotions. You were called to walk on water, not because you have strength, but because you fix your eyes on the one who says, "Come." So come. Come with tearful eyes, if necessary. Come with a trembling heart, if necessary. But come. The Holy Spirit is extending His hand, not to condemn, but to lift you up. Do you know that place inside you that's been forgotten? That dark corner you don't even dare to visit? The Holy Spirit wants to light it up. He wants to heal it. He wants to restore it. Don't resist. Don't hide. Don't deny. Just open the door, and you will see. You will see the light flooding in where there was once only shadows. Don't be afraid. The Spirit does not expose to humiliate. He exposes to heal. He reveals to restore. And restoration begins now. Every tear you held back, every cry you swallowed, every pain you hid, He saw it, He heard it, He felt it, and now He comes, not with accusations, but with healing. Have you noticed how the soul, when wounded, tries to protect itself by building walls? Walls of distrust, walls of self-protection, walls of isolation. But those walls, which seem to protect, actually only trapped you further. The Holy Spirit wants to tear down those walls now. You don't need to live behind the defenses you've built. You can live free, free to trust, free to love, free to feel, without being dominated. This freedom is real, and it's available now. But it demands something. Surrender. Total surrender. No reservations. No conditions. Are you willing? Are you willing to say, "Holy Spirit, I trust you more than my own feelings"? Are you willing to let go of the control that was never really yours? Are you willing to follow even when you don't understand? Because true faith is this. It's walking when you don't see. It's trusting when you don't feel. It's obeying when logic says to give up. And in that obedience, you will see miracles. Not just external miracles, but miracles within you. The peace that surpasses all understanding. The joy that endures through the storms. The strength that rises from weakness. You will see the transformation that does not happen through human effort, but by the constant presence of the Spirit within you. And then, one day, without realizing it, you will come to the realization that you are no longer controlled by fear, that you are no longer carried away by emotions, that you are no longer a prisoner of what you feel. You are free, free in the Spirit, free in love, free in grace. And this freedom, oh, this freedom, is just the beginning of a life where every step is guided, every decision is inspired, every breath is lived in the presence of the Holy Spirit. Do you feel it now? It is the birth of something new within you, something that no human effort could produce, something that no philosophy in the world could teach. It is the touch of heaven on earth. It is the touch of the Spirit in you. So come, embrace this new life, embrace this new way of living, and never again, accept returning to the chains that the Spirit has already broken. What He began, He will finish. Trust, Just trust, and you will see. You will see God's glory manifest in you and through you. Do you feel it? Then just say, "Yes, Holy Spirit, yes." Write in the comments, "Jesus, I adore you." If your heart is full of gratitude and praise to the Lord, silence. Only the soft sound of eternity touching the innermost. Do you feel it? The Holy Spirit not only calls, He awaits the response. Not the rehearsed response, not the perfect response, but the one that comes full of truth, even when the voice falters, even when the words are few. The yes He waits for doesn't need to be grand, doesn't need to be courageous, doesn't need to be strong. It just needs to be real. His presence is so intense right now that it feels like the air around pulses with the heartbeat. The Holy Spirit is doing something that no human effort could provoke. He is touching the root of what you thought would never change. He is touching the scars you've hidden so well that sometimes you even forgot they were there. How many times have you tried to move forward, carrying old burdens? How many times have you hidden the pain behind smiles? How many times have you heard, "It's okay," but you knew inside that something was crying out for help? Now, the Holy Spirit is telling you that you don't need to carry all that anymore. Now, He is drawing near, so close that any word becomes small in comparison to what He is doing. It is here, in this place of truth, in this place where you acknowledge you've tried alone and failed, that the Spirit works. It is here that He takes the tears not shed and turns them into rivers of healing. It is here that He takes the accumulated guilt and casts it into the sea of forgetfulness. It is here that He transforms hearts of stone into hearts that beat alive once again. Do you feel the resistance breaking? Do you feel fear starting to lose control? Do you sense that something new is emerging, even if you don't yet know how to describe it? It is the Holy Spirit. It is He who changes everything, without noise, without hurry, but with a depth that the soul recognizes before the mind can understand. You don't need to run anymore, trying to protect yourself. You don't need to hide anymore to avoid being hurt. You don't need to try to control everything to avoid disappointment. The Holy Spirit wants you to trust like a child who throws themselves into the arms of the one they know won't let them fall. He wants you to release the reins that have been in your tired hands for so long. He wants to guide you, step by step, even when the path is invisible. Can you trust the invisible? Can you lean not on what you see, but on the one who is faithful, even when your eyes cannot perceive? This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that transforms hearts. This is the faith that does not depend on what you feel, but on who the Holy Spirit is. He is faithful. He is constant. He is secure, and it is to Him that you belong. Close your eyes, not to escape what you feel, but to see more clearly what He is revealing right now. See with the eyes of faith what He is building inside you. A new heart, a new mind, a new life. You are no longer what your pains said you were. You are no longer what your fears tried to make you believe. You are one with the Spirit, and that changes everything. The flesh will try to fight. The emotions will try to take control again. Fear will try to whisper old nightmares. But now you know. Now you've heard. Now you've felt. The Holy Spirit is greater than all of this. He is stronger, more constant, more present. You will no longer live by what you feel. You will live by what you believe. You will live by the presence that dwells within you. And when the storms come, because they will come, you will no longer be swept away by the winds. You will stand, not because you are strong, but because you are firmly anchored in the Spirit. Do you realize something has changed? Not by effort, not by force, but because the Holy Spirit found space inside you. It's like a flame lit in the middle of the dark, a flame that no storm can put out. A flame that warms, that guides, that illuminates. You are that flame, ignited not by the world, not by your own merits, but by the breath of the Spirit. So walk, even if your feet tremble, even if the way seems uncertain. Walk. With every step, the Spirit confirms, "I am with you." With every breath, He whispers, "You are mine." With every stumble, He lifts you up with a tenderness that only heaven knows. You are no longer alone. You never were, but now you know. Now the Holy Spirit has become more real than fear, closer than pain, stronger than doubt. You can follow, you can trust, you can live, not as someone trying to save themselves by force, but as someone who surrenders to the perfect guidance of the Spirit. This is the new beginning. Do you feel it? The peace that settles like a calm river? The silent assurance that, no matter what happens, you are secure? This is the mark of the Spirit's presence. It's not the absence of problems. It's the certainty of companionship. It's the certainty of victory, even when the battle isn't over yet. You walk with Him, and if you walk with Him, you will never be the same again. Remain in this place of absolute trust, in this place where the voice of the Spirit is louder than all other voices. In this place where you rest, not because everything is resolved, but because you know you are being led by hands that never fail. Do you feel the difference? Then remain. Remain even when the world tries to pull you back to old ways. Remain even when emotions shout otherwise. Remain, because in remaining, the glory is revealed. In remaining, life in the Spirit flourishes. In remaining, the impossible becomes possible. You were called for more, called to live not by passing feelings, but by eternal promises, called to walk not by circumstances, but by faith. This is the life the Holy Spirit has prepared for you, and it starts now. Now, as you open your heart and say, Holy Spirit, I trust, I remain, I follow. And all of heaven moves in response to your yes. Do you feel it? Then just remain, and you will see. You will see what eyes have never seen, what ears have never heard, what has never entered the human heart, but what is now revealed to you by the Spirit. Write in the comments, Jesus is the truth, if you believe that in Him is the truth that sets you free. The Holy Spirit doesn't call you to a religion. He calls you to a living relationship, a daily walk, a constant breath of the divine presence. You no longer need to live trying to deserve. You can live accepting the love that has already been given, the love that doesn't depend on how you feel, the love that doesn't retreat in the face of failures, the love that sees beyond the masks and always chooses you. You've tried so many times to be enough for God. You've promised, you've struggled, you've blamed yourself. Now is the time to simply receive. Receive like a child who stretches out their hands without reservations, without justifications. Receive grace, receive forgiveness, receive healing, receive transformation. Do you feel the weight lifting off your shoulders? Do you feel your heart slowing down? Do you feel how your soul is starting to breathe again? It's the Holy Spirit. It's Him, so near, so present. And He didn't come just for a beautiful moment. He came to stay. You will no longer be the same. Even if you try to go back, something inside you has already been touched in a way that cannot be undone. You've tasted true life. And once you've tasted this life, you can no longer be satisfied with the illusions the world offers. The Holy Spirit has called you to the deeper. He has called you to never walk on the surface again. You are called to dive. Dive where your feet cannot touch the ground. Dive where only faith sustains you. Dive where only His presence guides you. And as you dive, you will discover that what seemed like loss was actually gain. What seemed like a desert was preparation. What seemed like death was actually the birth of something new. Do you feel it? That flame within you is real. That presence surrounding you is real. And now, as you read, something is being established in your spirit. A certainty that the world cannot erase. A hope that circumstances cannot steal. A joy that doesn't depend on what happens, but on who dwells within. You were made to live in the Spirit. You were set apart to walk by faith. You were chosen to carry this presence wherever you go. You don't need to wait for a big event. You don't need to wait for an overwhelming feeling. The Holy Spirit is here now, available now, dwelling now. And let the Holy Spirit do what only He can do. Let Him write a new story, not the story the world tried to impose, not the story pain tried to define, but the story written by eternal hands, the story where you are more than a conqueror, the story where grace is the thread that sews each chapter. Do you feel it? Then accept. Accept this new life. Accept this new identity. Accept this new journey. And walk. Walk as one who has already won. Walk as one who has already been restored. Walk as one who is already loved beyond understanding. Don't look back. Don't long for the old captivity. Don't accept the old lies anymore. Look forward. Look to the author and finisher of your faith. Look to the one who began the good work and is faithful to complete it. And know with absolute certainty that the Holy Spirit will guide you to the end. Do you feel it? Then now is the time to live the reality of heaven, time to be led by the breath of the Spirit, time to be who the Holy Spirit says you are, without fear, without reservations, without bondage, free to believe, free to love, free to trust. The Holy Spirit is here, and He remains, and you will never be the same again. Never again. Write in the comments, God is my everything, if you recognize that He is enough in your life. Share this blessed video so it can touch and help others like you and me. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being a part of our community. I leave here 2 more videos for you to continue your spiritual journey and growth in faith. Thank you, and may God bless you all. See you soon.